know this, Uncle Tom?
Listen, sucker. I'm blacker than the ace of spades and more militant than you and your whole damn army put together. And while you out there chanting at rallies and browbeating politicians, I'm taking out any money front sucker on a Hummel that gets in my way. So I tell you what, when your so-called revolution starts, you call me, and I'll be right down front showing you how it's done. But until then, you need to shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
What up, world? It's your boy, Coolie Main.
You got AK the Chief in the building.
Yo. And y'all know what it is. It's time to plug them headphones in, put the kids to bed, and let's begin to listen. It's Grown-Ups Talk. Today we're going to talk about having kids out of wedlock, the ultimatum that might come with it. We're going to talk about it all. Let's go.
What up, world? What's going on with y'all?
Shit, what up, AK?
Can't call it, you know what I mean? I'd like to welcome, you know what I mean? A good friend of mine.
Yes,
He's
sir.
Gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? A guest on our show, I guess. Special guest.
Special guest. What up, Gio?
What's going on, guys?
What up, bro? Shit. Before we get into the whole episode, I mean, this part of the show is dedicated to you. To our fans, our supporters, our listeners, everybody that's tuning in as we drop that content on you every Monday and the visuals on you every Wednesday. It take a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us, and we appreciate that.
Absolutely, most definitely. You already know my motto. Like, share, and follow. I'm waiting for you to say, huh? If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend and do it again.
And y'all stop acting all fucking stink. If you on Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you can plug in the motherfucking name Grown-Ups Talk, I need y'all to do one thing. Hit that motherfucking link.
Alright, so now as y'all well heard that Monica's not here, and you know what that means. I gotta go ahead and do her job.
And why he do that? Let me pay this one bill. I mean, so I need y'all to save the date, November 16th. Friday, November 16th. We're going to be at 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, right here in New Haven, Connecticut. And I mean, shout out to Ski Ball, the whole team over there. And I mean, all the bartenders, security, anybody that ever been there and know that it's a great time. No matter what day, no matter how you feeling, if you go to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, you know it's going to be electric energy. You know we're going to have a good time. And on November 16th, we're going to be celebrating the first year of the podcast. That's right. Episode 52, we're going to be taping, we're going to be in there rocking out, having a good goddamn time, enjoying the company. I hope y'all all come out. This is your invitation. We ain't sending out nothing personal. This right here, if you're listening, this is your invitation. Again, November 16th, 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, New Haven, Connecticut. Be there.
Okay, like that. So, yeah, the first shout out goes to, I'm trying to find an easy name, y'all. D.O.A Chapman.
Alright.
I mean, shouts out to you. The Kihashiki.
Okay.
Shouts out to you. Idea Sexy. Shouts out to you, huh? Alright, we got, we'll do a couple more. We got Audrey Tuan and Ironic. I like that name right there.
Ironic.
Yeah, shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to the new followers to the Grown-Ups Talk. Thanks for having y'all aboard. Yeah.
And and shout out to Monica. I mean, again, as y'all see, she not here, or as y'all will see on Wednesday when we upload the footage. I mean, she not here because she working hard on that master's. She trying to get that law degree locked up.
Let's get it.
And put away, you know what I mean? So she working on the midterms right now. She making sure she get them grades where they need to be. You know what I mean? Working on that 4.0 and all that. But yeah, shout out to you. Keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna hold it down until you get back over here.
Yeah, we understand. Before Grown-Ups Talk is Grown-Ups Business, so
you did.
you gotta get it done.
So shit, as y'all heard in the intro, we're gonna talk about a subject that Gio and AK was talking about. I mean, they had a call me earlier, and it was like, yo, I got a good little topic real quick. You know what I mean? And as I was told, Gio had a question, a scenario. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let y'all introduce or bring forth this conversation while I take a sip, you know?
Alright, so, me and Jill, my coworker, we at work and we sitting there chilling, and Jill had asked me a question, hypothetical question, and simply stating, say if I was married and during my marriage I stepped out of my marriage and got my side chick pregnant, and when I confronted my wife and telling her that I made a mistake and got someone else pregnant, she gave me the ultimatum as far as either divorcing her or aborting the baby. And it's a very tough question. It's an easy one to answer for me. I got my answer, and Jill knows my answer. I pretty much know Jill's answer, but we're gonna elaborate for y'all.
Yeah, so. Shit, because I gotta know, Jill. Again, thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing forth this conversation. I want to know what's your opinion, what's your thought on that, man? Since it was your idea, I gotta know.
This question was a question that was brought to me by my wife.
A word.
Yeah. So I was home and she suddenly came out of nowhere and said, "Hey, what would you do?" She said, if you're in this situation, and you have divorce or abortion. It was a tough, question.
Mm-hmm.
I had to sit down and, kind of think about it. But at the end I said, you know what? I'll take a divorce. I'll definitely, take a divorce, because I'll say this, put it this way. Let's say you do get the abortion, okay? And then 3 years from there, your marriage doesn't work out.
Right.
Now you don't have your wife, and you don't have that baby. And second of all, the baby has nothing to do with it. Why take somebody else's life for a decision you made? For a mistake that you made. So that was basically my answer. She was a little surprised about it. I'm like, put yourself in those shoes.
Yeah.
Definitely. That was a perfect way to explain your opinion, or what would you do in that scenario. So go ahead, Coolie, since I asked the question.
So when y'all first hit me up with the question, in the scenario,
right, I didn't want to hear nothing. I was like, save it.
Yeah, he was like, yo, nah. And I was actually at work when you hit me up with it, so I was like, yo, I hold it back a lot. But at first I was on some junk like, yo, I don't even know. Like, I don't know what to do. But in that scenario, I think I would rock out the same way. Because I'm not a firm believer in abortions, period. If it's on a scenario of a female being, forcefully taken or whatever, being raped or something like that, then whatever happens, if she decides to take the precautions of having an abortion, that's on her. I'm not against that.
If your wife was in an incident like that, you're saying?
Yeah, if any female, at the end of the day, it's ultimately the female's decision. But if I lay down and I step out my marriage and I lay down and I make another baby, even if it's a one-night stand and I really don't know this female or whatever the case may be, I'm still not gonna say get rid of the baby, because of the simple fact, it's my mistake for stepping out, and that baby, like you said it perfectly, the baby ain't got nothing to do with this. The baby is the outcome of me stepping out. For me, the baby wasn't like, yo, I'm in your sack, put me in her stomach, we gonna make this happen, let's go, we gotta step out. It was my decision, I stepped out, I made the baby, I gotta live up to that consequence, you feel me? The only thing that I would try to do is I would try to make it both work, you feel me? I would try to, let's go to counseling right off the rip. Yo, listen, I don't believe in that, because whoever I'm married to, they would know that I don't believe in abortion, you feel me? So I'm not gonna say, yo, we getting rid of the baby. I'm gonna say, all right, we're gonna deal with this situation, but I wanna deal with this situation together, because obviously it was something wrong here for me to want to step out in the first place. So let's go fix this, let's go sit down, have counseling, whatever we gotta do, or let's just decide that we just not gonna do it, period.
Okay, I agree, and I disagree with what you said when something wrong here. Guys don't really need anything wrong to be at
I was speaking
at home.
for me though.
I know. Okay. All right. I thought you were speaking in general.
Goodness.
But so all right. So let me just explain my POV of it. I basically agree with you guys. Like, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want my child to be killed, like with the seat of my loin, like anything. It's funny because it's a tough scenario. So what if I didn't even think about it? So what if in most cases, you got a whole family with your wife and everything, and she give you that ultimatum, whatever, and wouldn't it be like losing? Well, you can be a co-parent and whatever the case may be, but it's still not the same. Wouldn't it be like losing your child?
Either way.
Yeah.
I mean, once you're a father, you're always a father.
Absolutely, I agree. I'm not with either one of my baby mothers.
Let me tell you, if that was the case, I'm a father. I will always be a father. I will always be there for my kid.
Absolutely.
I will always. So even if let me tell you, it would hurt. I have a beautiful family. I have a wife and I have a 6-year-old daughter.
Word.
So it would hurt. Like if I was in those shoes, it would hurt to lose my family.
Right.
It would be. But I would also try what he said. I would try to make both work.
Absolutely.
Right? I would try to. Hey, I'm gonna keep, because I also put myself in my wife's shoes or in the girl's shoes in that situation. It was a moment thing. You had a side chick for a little bit, whatever. You got her pregnant.
Right.
If there's something your wife don't want, is for you to have communication with that girl. Why? Because she was a side chick. You cheated on her once with that girl.
Right.
So I kind of understand her part of the issue, or her point of view,
Why she wanted the abortion, right?
Why she wants the abortion? She doesn't want you having contact, having any kind of, with that person. So I will understand that, but then again, there is a baby's life in the way. There is a human being life there, that you created, So it's kind of tough, but I'll say this. I'll say, I will always be a father. I will always be there for my baby, and it is what it is,
No, yeah, I totally agree. Like if I'm married and providing for a family at that point in time, and I decided to make a mistake, I think I would probably try to do the same thing. Make things work, but. Well, everything is not perfect.
Oh yeah, nah.
So
of course. So, that's the whole reason why it possibly could be fixed. Like, you feel me? Like it through the proper communication. Sitting down, getting out all your feelings and how we're gonna move forward and all that. Because we're not perfect. Like, cause think about this. Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was your wife that stepped out, her side nigga got her pregnant.
Oh, that's wrong.
I'm just saying.
What would I do?
Right. You feel me? Like how you said, I didn't think of it at first until he said, I put myself in their shoes.
Right.
Let's put ourselves in their shoes. Like, if you married.
I got hot, man. That question.
To piss you off, man.
Hold up. Fuck this episode. Hold up. But like, think about it. Like, how would you feel? Like, if that was you giving an ultimatum and she was like, well, I'm not getting rid of the baby. Like, damn, bro, she just got tense in here.
Which means she still will be communicating with them.
Right.
That's a y'all might as well just, do the 3-way marriage thing.
What?
You might as well.
Nah.
Because it's gonna happen.
That's too far. Like,
if she have a baby by me, we ain't gonna ever stop fucking. We never gonna stop fucking.
that's not even.
We never gonna stop fucking. What I'm looking at it. We never gonna stop fucking.
Yeah.
If she have a baby by him, you automatically, if you decide to stay, no matter how much you wanna believe that you're not gonna think they still fucking, you know that they still gonna be fucking at some point. So it's either you gonna get with it or get lost.
Nah. Cause
There's somebody
so
out there
listen,
that's like, it ain't got a point.
Like,
It ain't
probably.
the popular idea.
I don't
But
say
there's no point in there. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying if you decide to stay, you might as well just accept that nigga gonna eventually end up smashing again, and y'all basically gonna be sharing your wife.
Yeah. No, that's if you don't trust your wife, for one. Like, I mean,
it happened once.
Granted,
it happened once.
It happened once. So, no, I mean,
I'm just stirring up the pot.
I know. So, with that being said, you know that's my shit.
Yeah.
With that being said, like, yo, if I decide to stay and work things out and really sit down and see that she's adamant on, I mean, not messing with dude and like, yo, this was a mistake. I don't want to mess up my family. I see what we got here, whatever, and I really feel it. I would probably give her the benefit of the doubt, and it would feel funny, like, I mean, having to not share my wife physically. I'm talking about share my time with my wife, right? Because you know he gonna want to spend time with his kid. I gotta supervise, like supervise, right, yeah. So, like, I would try to give it the benefit of the doubt now. If I see that they want a little bit too much time, they want more time alone, and it's gonna be times where I understand, like, they're not gonna want me.
You ain't gotta be in on every conversation they have.
Right, not every conversation, but every activity they have with each other.
Right.
And I mean, that's granted. We all can't be on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Six Flags.
That 2-seater, you built your own seat.
right. Yeah. So, I mean, I understand that. But it all depends on what kind of vibe I get from my wife. I think.
Yeah. Knowing myself, I know myself, you know. I'm a jealous dude, you know. Very jealous, you know. And in that situation, I would just go with the divorce.
Just give me the divorce.
Because I know.
Just let's do it. Let's do it.
I kind of have trust issues, you know. And it's not that I don't trust my wife, you know. I married my wife 5-6 months after I turned 18. Okay, I'm 25 right now. Okay, I've been married since then. I've never been with another woman but my wife. Okay. Therefore, you know, for me to be in the middle of her and her side man,
that's too much.
Oh boy,
it'll be too much. Like, I agree. I wouldn't be able to stay. Like, you feel me? In that situation, I wouldn't be able to stay. Eventually, would I be able to get over it? Yeah, but we can never be again. Like, you feel me? Shoe on the other foot. Me in that situation, I would try, and I would understand if she like, yo, I can't. Like, you feel me? I can't stay. Okay, I can't work it out.
You know what's up too? No. Thinking about it. Fine, you leave. You get divorced. Can you imagine her side man raising your kids?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
Living in the house.
Take your spot.
Yeah,
he moving in. So you move out.
I mean, he moved in. You leave, he moved in. You know. So the baby are gonna see your kids are gonna see him more than what they see you.
Did you see that? That shit was definitive.
Right. He's moving in like
he's going around this, bro. He moving in.
Right.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So your kids are gonna see him more than they're gonna see you.
Right.
Yeah.
So now in that situation, would you stay in the marriage for your kids and take the side dude, or?
That's what I'm saying. Me personally, I would stay and just see how her vibe is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm.
What that nigga credit score like? Let's go get a 3-family home. Yeah. You live on the second, you live on the third, I'll take the first. Oh. These kids gonna see everybody. Fuck it, we just ain't together. Fuck it, we gonna make this work. Like, fuck that, nah.
Oh no.
Nah.
That's tough.
No.
That's tough right there, you know. I did say I would put myself in her shoes, but I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it like that, it's like, hold up. I was not in her shoes. You know, what do you think about this?
For real though, like if we're gonna look at it, let's look at it like, cause it's tough. Like if being the first scenario, right? Us in that situation,
right.
And we trying to explain to her, like, how the fuck, now thinking about it this way, how the fuck can you say, hey, babe, like, let's work it out? Like,
Right.
you be trying like a motherfucker, but if she's just brick wall, you can't even be mad.
Quick question for both of y'all.
God damn, I'm fucked up now.
So the second scenario, your wife get pregnant with, right, by the side dude. So she say, hey, babe, let's go to counseling.
The husband or the?
No, you. She asked you, like, let's go to counseling and see if we can work this out. Are you going to counseling? Try to work it out?
I don't know, bro. I mean, for my daughter, I don't know, bro.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Because I also understand. I understand also. Listen, sometimes we mess up. You know, sometimes it's not that we fall in love with a side chick, but sometimes, let's say you like a girl.
Yeah.
And because of that attraction, not because you love her, but because you have that attraction.
The physical attraction.
You messed up, and you guys did whatever you did. I would understand that, and I would try to convince her. But in the first scenario, I'd be like, listen, it's not that I love her, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a physical attraction with her. Now, when it comes to the second scenario, when it comes to us men, listen, we are about what we see.
Yeah.
We see something, we like it. Oh man, she banging. I would fuck the shit out of her.
Yeah.
You know, not girls.
Right.
Girls are different. They're all about what they hear. So if a girl cheated on you, she gotta be feeling something for her side dude. It's not because she like it.
It's emotional.
There's emotions involved in it.
Yeah.
You know. So now that goes into a different level because now she probably loves you. But she's feeling some type of way about the dude. It's not like us.
Right.
I feel some attraction at the moment. I went to a bar, I got drunk, I got fucked up. I took this girl to a hotel, and it happened. Boom. It was a one night thing. Alright? Boom. One night thing. Now, if she did that with the side dude, that means they've been talking for a minute. He's been, eating her brain out, So it's kind of,
It's a different scenario. But still the same question.
Yeah. I mean, for me.
So, my fault.
No, I was just gonna say for me, the counseling thing. I mean, I would go to counseling, but it won't be for what she talking about. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they said, oh, nah, sweetie. No.
Listen, counseling gonna make you forget what you did.
Counseling?
No, absolutely not. I was just asking because that was a suggestion that we had offered for the females.
Right.
And. What if she feeling the same way? Like, nah, like, fuck that counseling shit.
I would go to counseling to be able to cope with the fact that this shit happened and now we gotta live going forward, how to, like, properly deal with it, not get caught up in my feelings every time when shit come up, all that, like, how to properly co-parent, like, because I know me, the moment that shit flash back in my mind, like, especially, I don't flow in my mind. I'm gonna be angry, bro. And I don't want to.
Every time you think about it, you're probably gonna think about it more times than not.
Yeah.
But I also know me. I'm very overprotective and very like. So with the idea of someone having mine, I would want to fight for that shit. I don't know. I would want to fight for that shit. I want let me see who the hell, right. Got your eye more than I do, or and
fuck around Steve Earle.
Challenge.
Earle walking that shit like this. No.
That would put a lot on my wife cheating on me. That would put a lot on my brain, and that would put me to think a lot. What did I do wrong? Because let me tell you, sometimes. We're fucked up, us men, We do a lot of shit without noticing, Sometimes we don't give girls or your wife or your partner the attention they need.
Right.
And when somebody else comes in and give them that attention,
that's all it takes.
They feel like, I'm not gonna get this attention home, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you gotta put yourself in that scenario too, but I don't give you the green light for you to cheat.
But just like you said, with guys, it's a physical attraction, one night type of thing. With the girls, it's a little bit more. They gotta hear a little bit more or whatever. And
they gotta feel that is there and it's something that they
right.
really want.
So when they not getting whatever they not getting at home, they go search and look for that void that they missing or whatever, and whoever feeling it at that time, he got a good chance of getting them.
I'm telling you,
He got a good chance of getting them.
putting all the coins in the slot machine until you win that shit.
Yeah.
But the other part though that we ain't really touch on was like surely that's the side chick. Like I'm not gonna I'm just a firm believer in it's her body. Like for me, I'm not gonna go over there and be like, you gotta get a fucking abortion. Like, I'm not going over there and going ape shit. It's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, yo? You told me you
Pregnant? Who told you to get pregnant?
You said you can't. You said your shit was fucked up. You can't get now. You took your medicine. Like, nah, no, I'm not doing none of that. It's her body. Like, you feel me? Even if I come over there and say that shit, she could still say, nah, man, I'm not getting no abortion. There's nothing you could do. Like, you feel me?
Now, what if the side chick tells you, I want you to be with me. If you're not gonna be with me, I'll take this baby out.
Damn.
That would be.
I mean, that'd be. The way I would handle that was, yo, you're not gonna force me to be with you. Like, first of all, you're not gonna force me to be with you. Can't, no, not gonna happen. I love the baby, and I'm not agreeing to you giving an abortion or getting an abortion. But if you do, that's all that blood is on your hands. Like, you feel me? You're not. We could work this shit out another way. If it's a one night stand, or we just been fucking. We only fucked a couple of times. We barely even know each other. You don't even know if you want to be with me. Like, you just know that you're pregnant. You trying like make sure that you ain't out here just another baby mom. Like, let's see where this shit go. Let this shit do what it do over time. Like, you're not gonna force me to be with you.
Yeah, because a baby can't keep a person.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, I lie to you so you keep the baby, but I'm gonna do the same thing to you and be out here fucking my other chicks because I don't even know if I want to be with you. Like, that's how that shit all start. That's how all that shit go. That's crazy, yo.
That's a good ass question.
Hell yeah. Because I know some people start sweating, start getting nervous. All right, I'm gonna be with you. And try to literally be with both women, and you can't do that, bro. You just can't. Fuck around, hide the side chick. Act like they working overtime to go get the QT in with them. And, just mad different wild shit. Just put themselves in a wild ass predicament instead of standing up and like, nah, I'm not doing this. This is what's gonna happen. And if you decide outside of that, the blood is on your hands or whatever the outcome is on you. Like, period. Like, you got a choice in this shit just like they got a choice in that shit.
Yeah, I don't believe in abortion.
No, yeah.
At all.
Me neither.
At all. It's like you said earlier. You said, if a girl gets, let's say raped by a dude, I do believe, she has the right to do whatever she wants. But I'll say this: why wait until you have a baby develop in your belly, to go have an abortion? I've seen girls that supposedly got raped and they getting abortions when they're 6 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant. There's something.
That's a whole baby in there.
Right.
That's a whole baby.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want this baby because it was a rape. Why not a Plan B pill day after you got raped? Why wait until?
Yeah, like there's definite things that happen. See, in a lot of those cases though, it'd be females knowing the dude that raped them, or they have some type of like. They know who that person is, and they trying to let that person know, like, yo, because of what you did, now we got this, like, and then it's some dialogue going on, some hesitation going on before they end up saying, you know what, I can tell you're not gonna be there, I'm not gonna do this to the baby or me, and then they make their decision. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's their body, like, you feel me? They gonna do what they want to do. I agree that, if that situation happens to a female, there is, things that you can do to not let it go so long, because now I think you mess yourself up more mentally letting that baby develop inside of you.
Right.
You feeling the flutters, you feeling all these emotions and stuff.
Love the baby.
Right, and then you go and cancel that or take that baby out of there. Let me not use cancel that. But you go get the abortion and you take the baby out of there, and now you don't feel that stuff, and now you always gonna wonder what happened, that's supposed to be my baby's supposed to be here, and you start thinking about the due date and start celebrating. Like, I know females that went through that. That's kind of how I could talk about it. Like, you feel me? I know. Like, I know people that been through stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Drive yourself crazy. That's what you end up doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that really sucks. So what if now a female was raped and the plan, what's it called, Plan B, right? Plan B wasn't a thought, and she didn't take the day after pill or anything like that. She didn't take no precautions, and she not know she pregnant until probably, her first menstrual cycle, when she realized she don't have her period, or even farther down the line after that, she's just dipsy like that, and like, my period hasn't been here for 2 months.
Yeah, because some females still get their period to a certain point in pregnancy too.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if you don't want a baby, why wait until your menstrual? Until your monthly
cycle. Yeah.
Cycle.
Yeah.
If you, I'm just gonna wait. But if you don't want it, then you gotta act on it. If you don't want to be pregnant, then
it's a possibility, right? You should just jump.
There's a possibility that you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna wait to see if I get my cycle next month. Why wait a whole month? I always say, act on it quick if you don't want it. There's helps out there. Listen, you go to the clinic, you go anywhere, and they give it's all confidential. Nobody will never know about it.
Definitely.
And
no,
that's how it is.
I agree. I just was wondering, like, cause there's some girls that just don't know, or probably don't have the idea, don't even know about a Plan B or day after pill or whatever, and just get pregnant.
Right.
And but I have not seen personally, but just seen cases where people or women had got raped and ended up keeping the baby just because that's her. That's a part of her as well. Even though the man was a creep, she decided to keep the baby because that's a part of her.
Right. And I know there's gonna be some rape victims that hear this episode and stuff like that. We're not bashing. We're not saying anything wrong.
Definitely no. Never.
If you made it through that situation, ever been through that situation, we take our hats off to you. And we salute you for being able to survive and to still be able to live a functioning life, or to make it through there and still be alive. Like, salute to you for surviving it.
Oh yeah.
And I know I wasn't the person. Nobody here was the people that did anything wrong to you. But apologies for you having to go through that. But yeah, it's just it's part of the conversation. So please, just don't get too tied up in the whole rape or abortion conversation. It's just part of the topic.
Because our sympathies do go out to all victims of that category.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
The second. I'm not moving in to the second.
Yeah, I'm just saying. When you put it to that T, like, yo, you move out, he gonna move in. But I don't wanna I just don't wanna be the person holding that situation up hostage, because if it's to that level, that means no matter if I stay or I go, they still gonna see each other, they still gonna do what they doing. Like, I might as well just go and make it to where, listen, we co-parent, I get the kids on these days, you get them on these days, or, work something out, but I just can't have that, him seeing my kids or being around to teach my kids shit more than I am.
Him coming over on Thanksgiving, sitting at the table.
But he gonna be there.
What
up, bro?
Right.
Hey, yo, you passing back potatoes?
You gotta go.
Yeah, right.
Or some other shit like, yo, bro, you gonna eat your cornbread?
Right. Nah,
bro.
come on, man. Let me walk you out.
Yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, you guys end up going fishing together.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my man.
Yeah, right.
No, not having that.
You know what's crazy though? I know somebody. Well, I got a brother, right? I ain't gonna state his name, but he ended up. This lady was married or whatever. He ended up being a side dude, got her pregnant. And she ended up having a baby or whatever. She kept the baby and left her husband to be with my brother. And the husband and my brother ended up being like damn near best friends. The ex-husband is the kid's godfathers, cause he ended up having another baby with her. Yeah, the whole junk crazy, bro. This junk mad, like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's really sharing the
Bro, yeah. Bro was he on some other junk, but hats off to you. I guess
hats off. Love it.
They got a whole happy family.
I guess
if it works, then you know what I'm saying?
They on a more mature level, I guess. I'm just saying.
That's what it is?
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people will look at it that way. I'm just saying this scenario was real to somebody I know.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the scenario could be a lot more easier if we're talking about a person that you stopped loving a long time ago.
Right.
You know? So if you let's say you stop loving your wife, you know, and you cheated on her, and your wife gives you that option, and you say, hey, there's no love in there. There's no love attachment. So she's giving you the green light to get a divorce. Basically, she said either you get that baby, you tell her to get that baby out of her, or you're gonna get a divorce.
True.
Hey,
sorry, mama.
Sorry, you know.
This has been over.
It's over.
Right.
You know? It makes it a lot easier, you know.
No, when in that case, right?
When there is no love, you know, or let's say she cheated on you, and because there is no love, you know, you guys are because let me tell you, a lot of marriages are together that been together for years. A lot of them are there because they're used to each other. Mm-hmm. It's not because they love each other, you know. And sometimes they don't want to be with each other. They don't love each other, but they're used to each other, you know.
They're used to everything, to the company, to having somebody to yell at, to just the financial, we splitting the bills up, like
exactly.
I mean, all that. I know people they married, but they separated, they live in the same house, but they out doing them. Like I mean, they raising the kids, they co-parenting, they still married, but they just out doing them. Like, and they both know, like we're just gonna do whatever we do. We're gonna stay married, we're gonna grow old and gray, whatever, but I mean, we're gonna find these other situations until we find something permanent. Like,
death do us part.
It's a lot of wild scenarios out here, like, that's dealing with this junk. But and a lot of women are in marriages with their husbands or their wives, and they fell out of love a long time ago. And won't even say nothing, just stay there because at this point, that's just my partner. Like, I might not be in love with that person, but I love that person. That's my friend. And I mean, I'm used to them being around and fuck around, and we'll step out. And it just when a spouse catch it or catch one of it, it's just like, oh well, fuck it. Like, yeah, I did it, but you know, all the arguments we done had, you know, I ain't even in love with you no more. Like, I mean, your booty don't even jiggle the way you used to. Let's just say it. You know, like, you do that
point,
thing,
why not just? Well, I know it's easier said than done, but I say, why not just move on? But if you're used to someone, you're used to how everything's going in your life, then change is hard. Change is you know.
But I don't think, like I said, I don't think it would hurt as much when you like if you don't love her. Let's say you have a wife and you stop loving her a long time, and she cheated on you. You know, I think that's your green light to go do what you want.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? So it's like, you know.
Absolutely. You did you? That's enough said for me. You don't want to be here no more.
3 days later, she be like, I'm gonna bring him over so you can meet him.
I'm gonna have my shorty here too. Don't be surprised when you get here. She's gonna walk in the door and it's her sister. I'm just saying, you know, her sister and her cousin come out the bell. Oh, yeah, we've been having him for years. I'm just saying, like that's just crazy. Yeah. But this don't remind me of a story. I seen a story on Facebook. It was like a little video or whatever. I don't know if it was a video or just like a little story that somebody wrote with a picture of a family or whatever on the bottom. But it basically was saying that this husband and wife were in a relationship or whatever, or those married, and the husband stopped giving attention to the wife and was about to get the divorce or whatever, and they was about to separate, and they had a child or whatever, and the wife's only thing was for the next 30 days, just carry me to the door every day.
Oh, I saw that.
I remember that.
And then, like, every day, she was getting lighter and lighter. She was looking more and more ill. And then just the last day, by the last day, he realized, like, yo, I still do love my wife. Like, I don't want to walk away. But then it was too late, and she ended up going. So sometimes these scenarios end up happening, but it's because you're not really in tune with your actual relationship. Sometimes instead of jumping out there and doing shit like that, sometimes people need to just take a step back and analyze what's your gains and what's your losses in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't think like that when we drunk, and I know we don't think like they don't think like that when they wet. But I mean, it's sometimes it just take that. I mean, next time y'all about to go out and sleep with your side dude, rub one out and then call that man and see if you still feel the same way. Dudes, go squeeze one out and see if if you call your side chick and it still feel the same way. Guarantee you there's gonna be a little shift in your energies. I'm straight, but attention.
And I saw a post like this on Facebook too, masturbation has saved me from some of the worst fucks in my life, some shit like that, some crazy shit like that. So, I mean, sometimes that shit do work like that. You're like, damn, I'm gonna do some shit I might regret. But in a scenario like Jill said, you in the bar and you having a drink.
Oh yeah, no.
Hey, you don't have time. You don't have time.
I'll be back.
Hey, give me like 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Hold on, give me like 2 more seconds. I'll be right back.
Man, come out here sweating.
Come on, dude, give me this sofa. Just looking in the mirror like, why you don't get up there? I love you, my nigga.
In the bar.
Yo, you saved it. You did it again, my nigga. Yo, they're talking, yo, I'm gonna take a shot with you. Out there bugging, I know that junk is not realistic while intoxicated or whatever, but I'm just saying, shit like this be happening sober as fuck too. Just a little, throw that out there real quick, just for somebody who's thinking about going to do some shit, but not quite sure if they should. Try that.
Trying to help somebody in a relationship.
Yeah, trying to save something.
All right.
Let me tell you that 2 seconds after you're done messing up.
Oh yeah,
that conscious, bro.
You're alive.
Wow.
Right. Your whole life flashing for you, especially if you got something good. You just fucked up something good. Your whole life flashing for you. I'm gonna lose it all. Everything, I'm gonna lose the car. I'm gonna lose everything, My pay, they gonna cut my pay because of this. They know how good she is.
Then the side chick gonna try to come kiss your head, you gotta go.
We fucked up.
We can't do this again. Until like a week later, what you doing?
Yeah, she over here tripping again. I'm gonna need to see this. Later relieve this stress.
Yeah.
The same bar. Yep, the same.
Guys, man, shit. Yeah, we ain't shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man, that's it. We have a conscience. Let me tell you, because we do have it.
Oh yeah.
It works only when we mess up.
Believe it or not.
He doesn't tell us anything before. You gotta do something, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Right.
The demon be sitting up there like, yeah, nigga.
Get it.
Go get it. Being here like how we used to do the pit bulls. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that shit be crazy.
Temptation, man.
Yeah, I wish Monica was here because she's a married woman. I want to know. I would love to know how she felt about this
her
conversation.
POV on it.
Yeah,
right?
bro. I would love to know on both ends. If she was the one that got pregnant, or if she was the one. Her husband got somebody pregnant. That would have been.
That girl's point of view would be,
exactly what we need.
And what she say? She 5 types of crazies. So we would have got 5 types. We would have got 5 types of cancers. Shout out to Monica.
We gotta talk some shit somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I had this conversation with my wife, and let me tell you, when I was talking, she was in front of me, standing there like, So you're telling me you're getting divorced, huh? No, and the thing is, she asked me the question, and then she's like, so do you have a pregnant girl out there?
They always go there in the argument. Right. So you saying, you trying to tell me, you brought this to me, what you mean?
You asked me this question, and now I got a pregnant girl out
Right.
Help me! Help me!
Right.
No. Well, girls, let me tell you, everybody out there listening, if you got a good girl, man, keep it, man.
Yeah.
They're hard to find out there, I got myself a good one. My wife was raised by her grandmother, So she ain't nothing about partying. She ain't nothing about drinking. She's all about home, movies, and the baby, you know?
Word.
That's all, and she's going to school right now, so I definitely, you know, I want to tell her out there, baby, I love you, Ashley.
That's what's
You know what I'm saying?
What's up? Shouts out.
Salute to y'all, man.
Yeah, so,
Salute
you
to
know,
y'all.
if you got a good girl out there, man, you know, take care of her, man.
Yeah, and if y'all ladies out there, if y'all got a good man, you know what I mean, take care of that man too, cause I mean, even though we be playing tough and shit sometimes, I mean,
yeah.
we just be wanting the love and the attention and the affection that y'all be wanting to. We just ain't gonna come out all the time and say that shit. We just, I mean, play 2K a little bit extra because we know it's gonna get on your nerves. Watch every game on Sunday, even though our team don't play on Thursday, just to get on your nerves. Like, I mean, but take care of your man too. Treat that man well, man. If he's doing anything he's supposed to do for you, take care of that man.
Absolutely.
We got a good man out there. We play tough sometimes, like he said, but hey, we still got feelings for you, you know. Sometimes us with men, you know, a lot of us, we don't show what we feel, you know. We're kind of cold, you know. Girls like to be told that, you know, they look good. You know, they want to hear that you love them, you know. And sometimes we don't do it too often, you know. I say this, I don't do it too often because they get used to it, you know. And then when I really mean it, then it's like she's already used to it. She's like, so I want to make sure when I say, baby, I love you, you know, she knows I mean it, you know. That's when I say it, damn, you look good as hell. I mean it, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, oh, I felt that.
Word. That makes sense.
Definitely do, man. But this whole, y'all got me tripping. I'm over here. I'm hearing what y'all saying, but I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of these scenarios, bro.
Right.
This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy.
Just, I'm still kind of caught up on the whole, my wife getting pregnant type of thing. That
fucked up the whole
yeah. You notice when he mentioned that second scenario, we forgot. We totally forgot the first scenario. It's gone. Yeah, now we're focusing on damn.
What are we really talking about?
What would I do? That's it. Side dude?
Right, exactly.
Shit got tense quick.
That's why I asked y'all still considering counseling?
What are we talking about? There's a decision to be made.
Having a third dude, you know, man, I can't deal with that, man. I mean, even if I love my wife and everything, but it'd be hard, man, to, you know, handle, especially like in my situation. I've been with her for 7.5 years now, 8, legally married, okay. And I've been faithful all these years.
Yeah.
All these fucking years, I have not been with a woman but my wife.
Yeah.
And then she complained me, or she, you know, or somebody else, they come and play them and they get cheated on.
Yeah.
You know, I would understand if I would be a fucking asshole and I would cheat on her 3-4 times already. That would be like, damn, I fucked up first. So, you know,
right.
But in a scenario where you have not been unfaithful to your wife, okay?
Yeah.
And then she fucked up, and then damn, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's like stabbing you in the back right there.
That's like, damn, I've been faithful all these years. I could have been, you know, catwalk right there on the street, or somebody else, somewhere else, you know what I'm saying?
How you doing me? Real shit. And there's people in actual, like, not married, but in relationships like that. Like, I mean, men got female that they know ain't out here doing nothing, but I mean, being faithful to them, and they go step out. Or females, like vice versa. Females know they ain't doing nothing wrong, ain't giving them no ideas or nothing about them out here stepping out, and then they go do what they do. Like, shorty, we could have talked about this. Like, what the fuck ain't I doing? Let me know first. Like, let me know I'm at risk of you doing this shit before. Like, that whole communication thing, that's where that kicks in. Like, you gotta be able to talk about the tough conversations, not just laugh about the good times. Like, you gotta be able to get through and talk about the tough times so y'all can get over that hill and run that shit over and be together at the end of it.
Nah, facts. You know what that bring in mind to me? Something that we used to always say back in the day, you know, the whole 80-20 rule or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, with us guys, with us tending to, like, I mean, lust over what we see.
Right.
We tend to fall prey into that 80-20 rule, I believe, a whole lot more than females, because, like, we all agree, females going to check things out. They're gonna get emotionally attached. Whereas though the guy, he gonna go it's his physical attraction sometimes.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what the 80-20 rule is, you know, you got an 80 at home, you got an 8% good love, good relationship, good situation, right? And you fuck it up for 20%. So right, so yeah, and the whole time you thinking, you know, that I got an 80 at home, but I also got an 80 right here, and you go to shift everything here, and you realize you just lost 60% of everything that you had because you thought you had the 80. So that's the 80-20 rule, you know, and this basically, the grass isn't greener on the other side.
Not
I mean, all gold don't glitter.
Right.
And my mom used to say that shit all the time.
Everything that glitters ain't gold, baby.
You're right.
Everything that glitters ain't gold.
Right. So, I mean, with that being said, it's just, I wouldn't say, fellas, be wise on who you cheat with.
But fellas, be wise.
I was just more so trying to stick up with y'all, man. Just be like, yo, if you got something good at home, stick with it. Wait, he telling fellas me.
It was a
Oh, my fault.
God, you killing me. Yeah.
Shit, I had to throw somebody under the bus. I started sliding under there.
Yeah.
You helped me.
You just kick that shit out of neutral and tap the gas a little bit.
Yeah, well, you right under the bus.
So Gio, I mean, I know this is gonna kind of put you on the spot, but since, I mean, I think you the first married man that we had on the show, right? Monica, our co-host, is a married woman. She's giving advice to the females out here that's married, going through it, or trying to become married. What advice do you have for the fellas that's stand-up dudes or just trying to get their stuff together to become a married man? What advice do you have for that, and what advice do you have for making the marriage last?
Let me tell you, I got married at 18.
Right.
So I had just turned 18, and my wife was 2 years older than me, so she was 20, whatever. And let me tell you, marriage is not easy. You know, it's not easy. At the beginning, it might look all beautiful, but it's gonna get to a point where it's stressful, you know. And you want to go your way, she wants to go her way. But I think every marriage goes to that situation, you know. I think the most beautiful thing is that after a while, when you sit back and you look back, you realize all you have built with your wife, all you have built with your daughter, your family, you know. And my advice is, listen, if you have the right woman out there, if you know that's the right one, don't think about it, you know. Marriage is, some people say, oh, marriage is a paper, blah, blah, blah. Listen, marriage is a blessing, okay? Marriage is more than a piece of paper. When you get married, you're doing things, you know, the right way. You're doing the things good in God's eyes, you know what I'm saying? So God will definitely bless your marriage. And just, you know, communicate with your wife. Always tell her what you feel, you know. And if you have a good woman, you know, treat her right. Treat her right. Do what you gotta do, you know. And just build up, create, you know. And that's just my advice to them, you know.
That's powerful. That's more than enough advice.
Yeah.
I mean, for someone to, I believe, to thrive or have a good relationship with their wife, girlfriend, or whoever it is, like, you know what I mean? So everything that you just named is something that's, I believe that, you know, not necessarily our generation, and I'm only speaking for my father's generation, that they lack them morals right there, wanting to treat the woman that they love, not necessarily, I'm speaking in general right now, not necessarily your wife, but the woman that you love, or, I mean, like you mentioned, the build with your kids and create with your kids as well. That's just important. That's just, I mean, something that I believe is not in front of us no more. It's something that we got in the back of our mind, and people don't really think like that.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
and like when you think about it, like on TV, we don't see that shit. Like, it's not too many examples of it. You gotta search for that shit, like to find that shit on TV. You don't see the movies, shows. You don't hear the music. Like, it's not the way like it used to be. Like, I mean, you used to see good examples. You see grandparents, I mean, married for you hear stories. I'm married 65 years, married 37, 25,000 years. Like, I mean, like it just those examples you would see. You don't see those examples in these ages. Like, well, in current day, like you feel me? You don't see that. Like, I think it gets back to. I mean, it skipped our parents and it get back to us. Like, I think that's part of us. Like we talked about before, breaking the chain. Like,
breaking the chain, right?
When it happened, you got to make sure you're doing it right. Like, that's why I'm not married now, because I don't ever want to get divorced. So until I'm 100% sure I'm never gonna get divorced, I'm not jumping the broom. Like, I mean, because I take that serious. Like, if I stand there and I say till death do us part, yeah, like I really mean that. Yeah, and not on no crazy shit. So whoever out there like, oh, this ain't crazy. A little crazy, but not on no super wild crazy shit. Like, if we ain't gonna be together, we ain't gonna be together. But if we take this vow and we stand there, know that I'm taking this vow and I'm serious about it. Like, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not gonna cut you short of your experience, and I wouldn't appreciate it if you cut me short on mine.
Right. Absolutely. Right. And that's just really, to me, some real men speaking. Like, nowadays, boys got the assumption that, you know, the more females the merrier.
Tougher you are.
Yeah, tougher, right. Like, I mean, you pop in and you lit.
They ain't in it for the sprint, they ain't in it for the marathon.
Yep.
Right.
I've seen, listen, I personally know people that were married, they had a beautiful family. And because of the side chicks, and because of the girls out there, they got divorced, right? Mm-hmm. They went out there, they sold their house. He's spending money on bitches out there. He's spending money on hoes. He's spending money on this. He's spending money on that. It's a friend of mine, you know. He's doing this. He's doing that. He got to the point where he was tired of it. He was like, I'm tired of this shit, bro. I'm tired of spending money on women. I'm tired of spending money on this, on that. Mm-hmm. He wanted to get back home with the family. But guess what? The family already had another husband. Mm-hmm. It was too late. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Too late. And then,
that's the 80-20.
And then why go through that? If you have the right woman now, don't fuck it up. Yeah. You know, I always say this: don't leave the woman you love for the woman you like, because the woman you like is gonna leave you for the ones they love. Okay? Don't leave the one you love for the one you like.
Come on, one more time.
Because the woman that you like is gonna leave you for the one she loves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't do that. If you have the right woman,
that's just a powerful shit.
Think 10 years from now. Think of, 10 years from now, what you could have built with that family. But no, you decided to go out there and fuck it up. Right. You decided to go out there and now you're over here, hustling, trying to find love, trying to find the right woman. You had the right woman.
I should have pissed my boy off.
Yo, he sound like me with bro. Like, bro, when we was young.
Right.
Bro fell for the 80-20. Right. Like, you feel me? Because we was out here mad 20s out here. We had mad 20s. Like, we wasn't looking for no 80s. We was young. Yeah, we was out for the 20s. We wasn't even worried about. We was like, the 80s gonna come. It's gonna come. We ain't got one. We ain't messing it up. Right. So we good with the 20s. Right. The dots. So we was out here. We was out here. Like, you feel me? And having mad fun. Like, doing anything we wanted to do. We was young. We was having fun. And bro would see us having all that fun.
Big bro.
Yeah, big bro. Like, he older than us. Like got me about 4 years. Like, you feel me? And I'm the oldest of the gang besides him. Mm-hmm. But he ended up seeing us having all this fun. Like, you feel me? And just try to jump in there and have fun with us.
Oof. He was married?
Yeah.
I'm married already, bro.
Bro, wife was doing everything, bro.
Anything he wanted, right.
They will come get us every weekend. We will go up there, like, you know what I mean, and party with them, chill with them, have fun up there, like, you know what I mean, and mad fun. Like, from Friday till we went home on Sunday, like, we was on the ride home, we was partying, like, it was mad fun.
Always a good time.
Never a dull moment, like, ever, not ever. Like, we was bugging, but it got to the point where we was bringing our 20s, some Yeah, we
Yeah.
was bringing 20s up there having fun. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We know that, man. But yeah, bro, started chasing what we was doing. You know what I mean? Instead of he was our inspiration.
Right. He inspired us. We trying to get on his level.
Right. We was like, yo, bro, we want what you got. And we out here searching through the 20s to see what's an 80. Like, you feel me? And we trying to get the 80 so we can get there. And he just like, well, let me climb down and play in the field with y'all a little bit. And
you already got what you need at home.
Already had it, bro. Already had it. Like, great jobs. Both of them. Great cars. Both of them. Like, in the year, they had the newest that was out. Like, they had all of that. Everything that you could think that you need, they had. Like, they wasn't super rich enough,
house,
but they was
like, I mean,
straight.
Not house, but apartment or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I mean,
straight.
Right.
All the way good.
It was good.
And fucked it up for a 20. Got caught and walked away from it all.
Right.
And the wife was on some shit like, yo, we could work this
out.
out.
Give it chills, cause
Yeah, like she was dead ass, let's go to counseling and work it out. And he walked away from it all. Walked away from and now, just like your friend. Just like your friend. Bro, when I'm telling you everything he touched blossomed into something beautiful when he was married. Now that he's not married, it's hard for him to even plant a seed. It's hard for him to even plant a seed. And it's crazy. And I know.
it's real, bro.
He ain't gonna hear this.
Right. He probably gonna be like,
I'm gonna get a call. It's gonna be okay. Because we done talk through it. But he know 90% of what I'm saying because I've told him this already. Like, I mean, it's just, I'm not saying his name.
more than just you or the bros.
Yeah, like
told him. So I think he
It was
knows.
definitely a lesson for him.
Yeah, it was definitely
right.
like
To the point where he called me a couple years ago, was like, yo, I fucked up. Yeah, bro, because now she married, 2 kids, and ain't looking for nothing. Happy as hell.
Right.
All the way good.
Somebody else, oh man, that's strong, you know.
What was his trash was...
That motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing.
Bro,
Yeah.
just to know that you just want to get your feet wet a little bit, and that can cause a tsunami in your life. That's crazy, bro.
Right.
That's crazy, bro.
But you know that goes to show you. But those are the guys that choose the 20 over the 80.
Right.
He chose that. He had the ultimatum. His wife gave him like, listen, we can move past this. I'm willing to forgive you. Just, I mean, do right.
Yeah, just do right, bro.
Right.
Do right.
It wasn't, and it wasn't like he agreed and said, I'm gonna do right and didn't.
He just didn't.
Right. Like, I'm straight. Yeah.
He thought everything was about to turn up.
Right.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, bro. And it wasn't, I know this ain't the same scenario that we started talking about, but
It's in there.
it's relevant. It's just minus the baby.
Yeah.
Like, just minus the baby. And that's the crazy part, because it wasn't even like,
It was nothing
I'm
keeping
just
him
a baby.
right.
It was
That's
just
him
like,
keeping him over there, right?
I'm out. Like, fuck it, I'm gone. It's crazy, bro. Like, people really be out here choosing the 20 over
But you
80.
know what's funny about that situation? I'm probably gonna get a call from bro too. But you know, when this 80-20, usually think the 20 that is an 80. Usually think what's on this, what this girl's offering right here, she's doing better than what I had at home.
Right.
So until you get over there and realize, oh, you know what, I was better off at home.
Mm-hmm.
But in this scenario, in this case, everybody around him was telling him, that's a 20.
I said something like Migos trap. Right. Anyway, he looked like 20.
Right. Everybody's saying you got a 20 and don't lose this right here.
Right, bro. Everybody's
saying that.
Bro, you're bugging. Like, and bro was just like, nope. This shit like a roller coaster.
Probably because of what he saw.
Yeah. It gotta be.
Well, yeah, the beauty in the eye of the beholder.
Well, no, not.
Oh
Shout out to you. Always thinking of stuff. Not in shorty or
not in the physical
in how much
attraction.
fun we was having. Like in the 20 he was attracted to, or
the 20 was
oh, all right. So my bad. I was wrong.
Alright,
My
so
bad.
yeah. You know,
Beauty is in the eye of the
hold it, right. He was, like you said,
That beauty to that would fuck you up.
you was better at all.
Trust me,
Even in that category.
that dub was more
80.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna read it. I'm gonna and she listened too. Shout out to both of y'all.
Right.
We don't mean no harm. We just, testimonies. That's all.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it's hard to find the right girl right now out there, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's why I said, listen, if you have it, and just keep it. Do what you gotta do, Put that ring on, Don't wait until somebody else come and put that ring on. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
If you have the right one, she's waiting for it. You know she's the right one. Fuck, are you waiting for it?
Right.
Somebody else will come in and no. Treat your girl right. I was raised by my grandparents, and they were together for 54 years.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
he just passed, this past December. Yeah, and 2 months before he passed, he was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin was telling me, he was like, hey, look at that nurse, she banging, grandpa. She look good. He was saying, I got a better one home. That's that old school stuff. No, I got my lady home, bro. I don't care about how she looks. I've been 54 years with this girl, and I know what I have home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So don't worry about the looks.
Yeah, grandpa wasn't falling for the 80
So you won't get me this time.
That's all. And my wife was raised the same way. She was raised by her grandparents. So that's how we had that chemistry.
Yeah.
Because we were raised kind of the same way.
The morals.
You share the same morals, respect.
I believe a lot in building, man.
Yeah.
Building a family, building a house, building this, building that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you out here trying to jump the broom or all that, and you don't have the foundation, you didn't build. You didn't dig the proper hole in the ground to start your foundation. And if you ain't start from the bottom with that person the proper way, it's never gonna rock out the way it's supposed to be.
So that leads me to my analogy that how I look at a relationship. And relationship to me is similar to a plant. You plant the seed, you water it, which is nurturing it with love, and you watch it grow. Whether that's financially, emotionally, any way possible. You watch it grow. You showering it with love. You feeding it with love. You feeding it with your blood, sweat, and tears. As far as you getting up, when you don't want to get up and going to work, and you taking care of what you got to take care of, or whatever. It's to me that's what helps it. A plant blossom is the water and the sun. And that's what helps a relationship blossom is the love and the nurturement. But all plants and all people isn't the same. So what you feed one plant,
you can't feed
the next. So that's all in communication. Getting to know, like Gio said. Getting to know your partner, communicating, and once that is done, then I believe you will have the proper tools to, water your garden.
Right. It's just again, it's all in making sure your foundation is strong. Because if you crack the seed before you put it in the ground, it's never gonna blossom and be the flower it's supposed to. You get what I'm saying? If you build a house on a cracked foundation, eventually it shake a little bit of turbulence, that shit coming down. It's all in making sure the foundation is is strong. If you arguing over washing the dishes or somebody putting the toilet paper back after it's done, and it's like a big ass explosion argument, maybe this ain't the one for you.
Or maybe it's something bigger than that. Some people tend to lash out at the simple things, but hold back the bigger things.
Right. and maybe like those are things that can be signs that it's not right, or signs that you still need to work.
Right,
You feel
that's
me?
it. Yeah.
And it's gonna be times even when you get married that it's gonna be those same signs. It's like, oh wait, hold up, red flag, stop. We need to have a conversation.
Pineapples.
Like let's work on it. But the thread in it all is work. You gotta be able to put in the work. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You just said how many years for your grandparents?
54 years.
How many years for you?
7.8.
It wasn't 7 months. Like, I mean, it wasn't, we've been fucking for 6 months. Like, yeah, that's our span. Nah, no, it's years. Like, if you calculate that 54 years or calculate that 7 years in days, that's how every day you getting up and you building, you trying to make it just one brick at a time.
Right.
One brick at a time. Every day is a brick you putting on that mansion.
It's all about building, man.
53 years, 54 years?
54 years.
54 years, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I would love to have, something so that can call mine for 54 years.
Right. And the thing that be killing me, like you were saying, like it's hard to find a woman in these times that can go with that. Like, I mean, being married for 54 years, or even being called, like when you get married, that's my wife. I ain't yours. I'm not a possession. Like, it's not about being a possession. It's like, I am your husband. You are my wife. Nobody else can say that about you but me. Like, you know what I mean? It's not about you being my possession. I'm stating a fact. Like,
see, to me, when that statement is being made, I'm your wife or I'm your husband, I look at it as, in the marriage, you share one heart. Like, I mean, so what's mine is yours and yours is mine. Like, so if I'm your husband, I mean, without a doubt, you're my wife. But I mean, if I'm yours, you are mine. So I mean, it's just one. Like, you can't separate marriage. Like, there's no you cannot separate marriage. So that's just someone being selfish. If they look at it like that, like, I mean, as a possession, rather than
the union.
The union. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Right. When you have a wife, that's your right hand woman right there. That's your other half. That's your other brain. You guys are one. You guys are one flesh. Okay, that's what marriage is all about. I don't believe in this. Oh yeah, I'm married, but I do my own things. She do her own things. We split the bills. We do this. No, you know how I do it. And I have friends that are, you stupid. Why would you do it like that? Listen, we all have one bank account. We both get direct deposit into the same account. Okay, my money's her money. Her money's my money. I don't have to ask her to get $20, $40 some money out of the account.
Right.
Same thing for her. We're both one.
There's different rules when you marry, and a lot of people are married and they wasn't ready for it and they still can't understand the concept of it. And a lot of people that aren't married just can't grasp the fact of what it really takes to be married. So that's where a lot of those comments come from. Oh, you doing this? Like, a lot of single people commenting on married people's problems and don't even understand that you gotta deal with it different when you're married. Like, you can't just deal with it like you're single. You can't just deal with it like it's just a relationship. Like, it's more than that. Like, this is a life union. This is something we have to work through together, or decide not to work at all. Like,
marriage is sacred. Marriage is a bond to me that shouldn't be broken. Even though sometimes people do grow out of love or fall out of love or grow apart, and it's understandable. I wouldn't want to force anybody that don't want to be with someone to be with someone.
Right.
I mean, that's prison.
Yeah.
Seriously. But if you love someone and y'all share a bond, y'all share love and a unity, then that right there is sacred. No person outside of no person outside of what y'all got should be able to break that bond.
Right.
That's basically what I wanted to say.
So listen, man, to everybody that's been tuning into this one, I mean, I know we covered a lot. I mean, But I need y'all to take away from this episode. Marriage is something sacred. Don't get married if you're gonna still play around. If you have issues, communicate with your spouse.
Always.
Talk it out before you step out. You know what I mean? Communicate. I know we all aren't perfect, and I know we all are bound to make mistakes, but if you can prevent it, or if there's actions that you need to take before you have to step out or do whatever mistake it is, make sure you communicate with your spouse, man. Like, let it be known that you feeling some type of way. Don't hold nothing back. You should be able to come to your spouse, talk to your spouse, get it out, and work through whatever problem it is.
And don't be afraid of counseling either.
Right. With that being said, I am Coolie Main. You can find me everywhere under the name of Coolie Main. If you can't find me there, you can find me under anything Grown Ups Talk. I am everywhere.
Okay. You already know my motto. Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend and do it again. This is your boy AK the Chief signing off. You can find me on anywhere it's Grown Up Talk. And if you can't find me there, you can definitely find me on
anywhere Grown Ups Talk.
There you go. And shout out to our special guest.
Yeah, thank you again, Gio.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
You want anybody to be able to find you or anything?
Yeah, sure. Giovanni Morales on Facebook. Geovany. Morales on Facebook. And you can find me at work working with this guy.
All right, there we go.
Word.
So any questions, any comments?
Yeah, just hit us in the comments, hit us in the inbox, you know what I mean? Or find him on Facebook and ask him, you know what I mean? If y'all on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you could plug in Grown Ups Talk and our podcast pops up, I need y'all to hit that motherfucking link.